Craig, I know you were at times being diplomatic yesterday, but just can you give us a sense of just how challenging a game that is actually to prepare for, given what happened on Thursday?
No, I understand it, but you know, like we were first half, you know, like sideways. Everything we are not. Like ball lands down, do we win duels? No. Against this type of team, we were honest, and it was the first time at half time I've had to go in and really go, and like we cannot be that. We cannot be that. And don't get confused about passing the ball and keeping the ball. Like, we love teams that are able to win second balls, win your duels, come out of it. And I have to be honest, this team has always been brilliant at that. And that, to me, I have to look at, did I get them ready enough? Because I thought I did before it, in the messaging of, listen, you know, we can't waste games. And average teams have excuses. We can't. I don't believe we're an average team, but our behaviour was, and that can't be right. Second half was a lot better. One or two profiles then come in, started to break lines and started to progress the ball forward because we need to commit. Northern Ireland are not going to commit you. They're not going to pressurise you. They've no evidence over the last number of years that they do that. So you have to commit them. And they're a top team, by the way, with a top manager and what they do. But it was like, we'll let you play this way then. You can take 35 seconds for a set play because we know that's what they average. We'll let you get back into shape. We'll let you go side to side. They must have thought that's as easy. So, yeah, so disappointed in the first half. But second half, a lot better. Yeah, that was a lot, huh? So you got my frustration out as well now?
Yeah. I suppose another thing I just wanted to explore as well is just sort of, again, I asked you and Michael yesterday about was the game fair? I just think there's so little that you can take. I know you've got games coming forward, but the fairness having to play games like this, like a third place player.
Yeah, it's different. It's different. Because you have to prepare for a number of days. But I have to be honest, like your mind goes into overdrive. You work on the opposition because we could get Northern Ireland in a group stage, another stage. So so you prepare as well as you can, and like I said, like. When I see the first half like we were, it's down to me. Maybe I didn't motivate you well enough. The importance of today's game, like every game is. Every game, you cannot waste international football matches. We wasted a half there. But another positive side, then you look at it again, where you have to learn. That can't happen. I don't care for excuses. I don't care everyone's emotional or everyone's down, and that's for other people. That's not for us. It's not for us. And I thought they were, credit to Northern Ireland and what they do it really, really well. And I like their manager loads as well as a person as well. So, yeah, there's credit to them as well. Trust me. I feel like I'm talking about me and our team and, you know, it was us. No, it was them as well.
Just a final one from me. Listen, we spoke with you yesterday about how you'll decompress, and we spoke with your future, your commitment to Wales, etc. But I've listened to you talk about what you want Wales to be is to be finishing first in the groups, not be in the situation again. So what do you need now in the time you've got to reflect on what's happened in the qualifying and these games? What do you need to make sure that Wales are winning qualifying groups and they're not in this situation again?
Got to stay in Nations Group A. Got to. Now we're in there. We're in the top table. Now how do we stay in it? How do we combat that? Maybe become more pragmatic. Maybe that. But what do? We have to stay in it because it's going to give us an opportunity of them being at one seed. It's a big ask, but we have to push for it. Because the Euros is a little bit different. We know 2 teams go automatic. Like that, we should be in that. If you're third, it's a different type of playoff. Do you understand what I mean? the quality in those teams in those playoffs, I would definitely expect us to get through. And I would definitely expect to see Wales in the Euros. And I don't mind saying that, and but I do. Now I know the World Cup, one goes through, one's in a playoff. So we definitely have to make sure we're in a playoff. We look for one. Now we know where we are with that as well. There's the top teams that won. Now, how can we move someone away from that through the back door, and then suddenly we're the top seed? And then that always gives you a better, because where we are now gives us a better chance of playing lesser opposition, and that's only going to give us a better chance of qualifying. So to me, 2 weeks, I'll probably have about 2 weeks off now. I need to rest. You could tell in my voice and everything. I was ill coming into the camp. Like, I am done. Emotionally, like, done. So I need this period to rest, spend time with my family, and then look where I can improve. How can I get better? So that's really my aim. De Zerbi's just gone into Spurs there, which is brilliant. I might go and spend 2 weeks with him in a couple of weeks' time, so you can print that. Yeah.
You know him?
Yeah.
Do you know him?
I shouldn't have said that, because you're going to ask me about Spurs and all that now. One of our coaches is one of his top mates, isn't he? So I got a root. Yeah. So, yeah, just keep learning, keep going to see people. I used that time well last time, and it motivated me. It's, how can I get better? How can I get this group to stay in Group A? How can I make sure we're we're not going to playoffs anymore? If we are, then we deal with it then. But that's my aim.
David.
Craig, you've talked a lot about the importance of staying calm, your consistency, and your message to the players. I was wondering, you mentioned there that you showed maybe a different side today at halftime, that it was needed. Joe Rodon said it was needed in his post-match interview. I was just wondering what you thought, how useful it might be to show them, remind them there's another side.
Yeah, I haven't had to, that's the honest truth. I've been blown away by him. What is it? All right, we lost on pens, but you bring Nations League into it, and then the qualifiers, we've only lost 2 games. And I gotta be honest, I really like this in those 2 as well. Now, bits, of course, we need to improve, but competitive games, we've only lost 2. So I haven't really felt I've needed to, honestly. It was like just little bits we needed to tweak, but to me, it's not. I can accept a poor performance with the ball and mistakes, and never a problem. I've never, ever, you'll never see me have a problem with that. But winning duels, winning second balls, coming back together, then if you're not willing, like that to me means the most to football. Don't get confused with me thinking it's about the ball. It isn't. It's about being so aggressive when you don't have it, that you land on stuff, that you come out with it, and we didn't. And that to me was like, that's not us. It hasn't been us. Because what happens, you just play for the sake of it. Like, I don't get bored with it. I get annoyed. And then when you try and play in certain areas, then you haven't got the numbers to counter press. And then suddenly, a wing-back system, then they're able to buy 1 or 2 passes and then switch it, and then we're defending. It's like, but if we move, but we're probing, and then we play forward, once you lose it there, you have the numbers to counter press. And then suddenly, where did that goal come from? Ball forward, central. They just nicked it, then we went straight on them, we counter press, then we got the goal from it. And that's why. Because that's where, we're able to play with our intensity then. And I don't know. It wasn't. We can't play football that way. So that's another learning one, because we'll have this in the bank as well. Of like, you remember this, you remember those moments. That's not. We've been down this road. But it's the first time. It's the first time, and like my hand's still hurting from hitting the table. So, and it's not fist; it's like smack. It's like I didn't realize how hard they are. So, yeah, it's not me. I don't like it, but yeah, yeah, it's not us.
Good luck calming down with De Zerbi. It doesn't sound like the most chilled out environment, but you know,
You'll be surprised.
I know you'll learn a lot. Can I just check on Dylan Lawler?
Oh, let's go, Cardiff. Let's go.
Well, no, it's just because he went. It's unusual.
Oh, listen, you can't help yourself, David. You know where you're going.
He looked like he.
Yeah,
injury.
do you know how good's he? You know what I mean? You see him come on for it's like whoa. But no, he took a kick, and he wanted to stay on, and I'm like, no, like you've got a running coming in that you need to be part of, and we have Ethan as well. So it was, I didn't want to. It is no risk for him. So I'm sure he'd be fine. But he just took it was more of a kick than actually anything else. So I'm sure he'd be fine. But it was why would I take the chance? You know, I'd love him to be part of a promotion team, and what I'd do for his development as well will be incredible for him and the club he's at as well.
And just finally, you said yesterday you understood if fans felt a little bit of a come down after Thursday. That's fair enough. The atmosphere was to be expected. I don't know if you heard, but there was like a smattering of boos when Brennan Johnson came on. We were surprised.
No, I didn't. I got to be honest. I was expecting boos half time, because I was with it, you know. There wasn't. I was like, and I even said to Crofty after the game, like, I know it's but how good were our fans today? How patient were they? So yeah, I really I know you want to go where you want to go with it. I didn't hear it. That's the honest truth. Maybe they did boo half time and I didn't hear it. But no, I didn't. Yeah, I thought the ones who were there were top. And it was more of them than I expected, because I know we don't like disappointment. We don't handle it. You know, I am Welsh, by the way. I know what it does. Don't give us too much hope, because the disappointment's too much for us. And I know how we react to certain things. But to me, they were good. They were good. So, yeah, it's just a shame it wasn't a final. No problem.
Anyone else? Graham. Yeah.
Craig, do you expect your players when the World Cup is on to be lying on a beach somewhere, or would you expect them to watch it, absorb it, study it, be inspired by it to qualify for the next tournament?
It's their own time. They can do what they want. They're on holiday. They've earned it. They want to choose to watch games. Watch games. That's not. I'll be watching. But that's me. I don't. Whatever they choose to go and do, they're grown men. So some will, some won't. I don't know. But it's not. I'm not going to be demanding they do.
Right. So the obsession and the analysis that you have, you don't want them to buy into that.
They buy into me when I talk, and I show you analysis on oppositions and what we need to do to improve, or what we're doing now. Then when I expect you to be game on. But what you do in your own free time is completely up to you. So, yeah, I've never even thought about it. Some players watch games, some players don't, believe it or not. Some of the best players I ever played with didn't watch anything. They're just like incredible brains. I wasn't good enough to be that way, so I had to watch. But yeah, some do, some don't. Don't mean you care about football or don't.
Fair enough.
Yeah, does that make sense?
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I fine them now? Can we don't pay them, so yeah.
Oh, no. You. Yeah, sorry.
Bellamy, my name's Christopher Bowen. I'm from Bay News Media. We're based in Swansea.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Thank you, likewise. I've watched a lot of your interviews over time. I saw the interview game after last week's game, last Thursday. And speaking as a fan of Wales, a fan of football, I thought the way in which you spoke after that disappointment in the game was absolutely incredible. You enthused me, you gave me hope for the future, and you indicated you want to continue doing what you're doing now. You said how much it meant to you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
Can I ask you this? Aside from the criticism team you've got within the FA of Wales, FAW. What's given you the approach to the media, the way you speak? Because I've listened to many people speaking in life. Some in football. I've never seen anybody speak the way you do. You take every question, you give meaningful answers, and frankly, aside from that, I'm sitting here listening to you talk live, which is something different for me. What inspires you to be able to do what you do? Because it's something very different.
No, look, when I finished football, I did have media training. Jeff Shreves, he taught me a lot. So he's been a really valuable person in my life and really taught me. Because I'd done media with him and I didn't really want to do media. I know how hard your roles are, and it wasn't for me. But I forced myself to do it to put myself in a position that that maybe I felt like I have something worthwhile saying. But also, I always felt it was important. You know, when you hear some interviews and you hear the same tone, and it's not for you either. Do you understand? You have a role to do as well. So I try and be me as well. I try and yeah. I try and be honest because I think you deserve that as well as journalists. And I might not always get it right, and I know some might want to take it down a different road, but I understand that as well. I don't take anything personal. You have to do your jobs. You have to do your roles to the best you can do it. And I feel the best way I can help you is be me. And not hide too much emotion. Sometimes, I'll curb a little bit, but I am not a perfect human being. So why would I try and be one in interviews? I'm going to make mistakes. I am me. But the one real strong part I have, I'd say there's probably the two strongest parts I have. If you please take this the right way, I don't really care. When someone's got something to say or something's like, I don't care. I never have. And that's a little bit of a gift in society these days when you see platforms and I try and give that to my children, like, well, why would you care? But I understand, and I had that gift as a youngster. And the other one, I don't know, I have a belief that I'm always optimistic. I only see the good. Because I spent too many years only seeing the other side. And I don't like that. I don't like what it does to me. So I'm beyond optimistic. I'm sometimes too much, but I have to be. I have to be. And, I think I've done an incredible job over this last 2 years of you lot expecting we should finish number one in a group. But I love that. I really... Because then I want us to expect that. I want us to really push each other and be that. Because I spent a part of my career in international football where there were no expectations. Now I remember Mark Hughes. But Mark Hughes then came in for some stick because he created expectations, which was great. John Toshak then came. There was no expectations. And he stayed the longest. Because no one was watching, and I was playing in it. Then Speedo come in, great. And don't forget, Speedo's first start in that period was a tough period. It wasn't. We lost our first 5-6 games, wasn't it? And it was questions really being asked. But he created that. Do you understand? And then with Cookie, we seen, Cookie had a real rough ride to start with, and then we seen what happened. I think Giggsy would have done a really top job. That's my honest truth and the football evidence I've seen of him. I thought he would have, and he had a real good group at that time, with Gareths and Ramses and on, still at that level. But the way he was coaching and the way his staff were around, I think that would have been a real good period. Unfortunately, we know what happened. And Pagey, he got to a Euros, he got to a World Cup. and got loads of stick after it, you know. But we understand, and I don't mean to sound in like that comes with it, because you know why? Be worried if it wasn't. You're creating expectations. I love the fact that Wales and how we look at the game now, that we demand this, and to me is like that. To me is the most important, because, like I said, I had a period where there was no demands, no one turned up. And now they felt like lost years for me. And I never, ever want us to be down that road. And that's why it probably hurt that much of not qualifying. It's like, please don't lose interest. We've come so far. We've come so far and we're pushing so hard. And this group are going to be in major tournaments, you know, and you got in a couple of months, you've got some really good games coming up as well. Please keep that interest.